Hey guys, welcome back to another video with Candy Cane. I'm here with I'm a Rainbow.
Hello
And
everybody, how are you?
I'm gonna interview him, ask a few questions for the series I'm doing. So what was it like when you got Star Creator?
Honestly, it didn't affect me a whole lot. I mean, it was nice that they asked me about it, but and it's also nice, I have to admit, that there's a group now that I don't have to worry about if we get together or we do something. Normally, if I'm in a chat, I'm usually invisible, and if I say something, and then all of a sudden I get bombarded with people all wanting to say hey, which is very nice. Okay, I'm not trying to put anybody down. It's just sometimes you want to talk about something, and it's hard to do when people are just, bombarding you with questions. So that's the nice thing with Star Creators. You can other people, and we're not bugging each other for autographs or pillows or anything like that, because we're all kind of in the same boat. So that's very nice. Okay, and I like the fact that kind of gives us not that we didn't have it before, but because I think most of us were already in communication with the Trash folks in different aspects. We could DM them, things like that, and but this is more of a direct line, so I like that.
What would you say your most favorite video you've ever done is?
Honestly, it has nothing to do with Yeeps. It's my most famous video. Honestly, it's my controller repair video for the Quest 2, which has got, I don't know, 300,000 something like that views on it at this point. But if you look at all my technical videos, my repair videos, things like that, those are the ones I'm really, really proud of. I like Yeeps, and some of the Yeeps ones have done quite well, but I like doing the technical stuff. I like teaching people how to do things. So
what would you say your least favorite video out of all your videos ever made is?
Oh, there's so many. I've deleted so many. I mean, the videos I made, I would tell you the videos I made the first 6 months I was learning how to make videos. Most of those are probably trash. I don't think any of those actually still exist. And when I say trash, I was learning a lot of stuff. So it wasn't the videos themselves were necessarily bad, but the titles were bad, the thumbnails were bad. They were too long. I didn't get to the point. I didn't concentrate on the action, whatever it was. And most of my videos now, unless I'm actually teaching somebody something, they're relatively short. About 2 to 4 minutes at most. Sometimes that's usually what I try to, hit in somewhere around there. And most of the time, my videos, I'm not wasting any time. You're not going to have to sit and watch 5 minutes of exposition before I get to the point, because I absolutely hate that. So,
what's your opinion on the new prop update, or the last?
It's
version?
awesome. It's awesome. I didn't. They call it Yeeps hide and seek, and honestly, I haven't done any hide and seek in ages.
Yeah.
Just the pin thing. It's because we've been doing it for a year at this point, and everybody's kind of tired of it. But prop hunt, besides introducing all these props, which makes it just adds a lot of interesting stuff to the map. The prop hunt itself is very interesting, especially for me, because I don't have to worry about running. I just go become a prop and say, okay, I'm just going to sit here and see if somebody can find me. Okay, see how clever I am. And for an old man, that works great. So I just have to sit there and wait.
How was it like working with the Trash team to make your own prop?
It was pretty easy. They basically said, okay, you guys suggest what you want. And I'm pretty much, they didn't tell anybody no about anything. They just, if somebody came up with something out of the blue and they didn't think they could do it, they would tell them that, there's some limitations, and then let people think through it. And I put it out to all the subs. I did a little contest to see what kind of things folks were interested in. And I was very surprised. Now that everybody thinks the vending machine was mine. That's not. But that was one of the things that came up a lot. People wanted a vending machine. And I was like, okay, vending machine. I said, that could be interesting. And they actually had that in work before I came along and said anything, and I think they were also going to do like another plant. But then I said, a lot of folks wanted I was getting a lot of rainbow suggestions, and that just wasn't practical. But I said, you know what, flowers are very colorful, and that was the one. So I kind of came up with a design a little bit, sketched something up, and sent it to them. And then I got to find out who actually made it. One of the designers at Trash did, but they did a really good job. At least I think they did a really good job. I like it a lot. So it was very easy to work with them, and I like the result.
What would you say your favorite Yeeps moment is? Like whatever happened like in the past year of Yeeps?
Favorite Yeeps moment. Gosh, there's been so many. I mean, I really enjoy this game. There's so much fun stuff happen. I would have to say probably the Redwire update. That was probably the big one there. And when I built my multiplier, that for me, it might not be everybody else's, but for me, that was a big deal because I took stuff that I did in real life and put it in a video game, in a virtual reality scenario, put it all together and actually made, something with logic gates, which is awesome.
What's it like doing live streams with like a ton of fans that always come in and are yelling a lot?
Well, the yelling, not so much. I'm not sure. Maybe some people really enjoy that. I don't, but I understand everybody wants to get in. They want to say, hey, things like that. And it's nice that, to be recognized like that, but that was never my goal. The live streams are just an easy way to get, especially when we're doing releases, get in game, let people see it that might not otherwise, and ask questions and try to show them what's going on. And I don't have to do any editing. I can just get in there and do this and talk to folks and try to communicate. So I like that, and sometimes the lobbies are great. They're very chill. Other times they are not. And that can grate a little bit, especially if you get somebody that decides they just want to act up because they want some attention. So, and I know that sounds a little bit silly coming from somebody that's live streaming, but I don't need that attention. It's not really about me. It's about trying to show people the game and having a good time and, that type of thing.
I just had a question. I forgot it. What would you say your most favorite update out of Yeeps? Like, out of all the updates, even before like release or whatever.
The favorite update is still the Redwire, the YeepWire update. That took Yeeps to a whole different level for me. Because I had messed around with Minecraft and Roblox and stuff like that over the years, but I never really got into it. Some of the Redwire stuff in Minecraft I thought was cool, but that was all on a flat screen, and I could do that for work anytime on an actual engineering program, but to do that in virtual reality, by hooking stuff up manually, that was awesome. And it still makes, it still powers so much now that I think it's still the best thing.
If you could design anything in Yeeps, whether that's like a gadget, a wiring thing, or anything in the game, what would you do?
A rainbow hoodie. I want a rainbow hoodie. I've wanted one. I wanted to win that one prize on the Christmas wish list where they would let you design something. I would just tell them to make me a rainbow hoodie. That's all I want. Okay. I mean, I have one of those in real life, and I was like, this would be so cool. Something tie-dye, different colors. I think that would be awesome. So.
If you could make that cosmetic reel, would you make it for yourself or for like the public? Or
I want to put it out there for everybody. I think most everybody knows by now I like to share. I don't try to, I don't want to, it's not just about me. It's about everybody having a good time, and enjoying themselves. And that's what I want to see.
What do you think your least favorite Yeeps update was?
I don't know that I have a least favorite. I'm trying to think if there was one that... No, I mean, honestly, I think everyone has added a new dimension to the game. Sometimes they build on the others. Sometimes it's something kind of out of left, because when pets showed up, I mean, that just surprised me. And I didn't think that would be very much fun, but it actually it's surprisingly fun to sit there and mess around with those guys. So I kind of like that. So cooking, who would have thought cooking was a thing? All right, and that is fun, and that works with the pets and different things. So
What would you say your favorite Yeeps gadget is out of all the gadgets, including like the exclusive ones on the secret shop?
uh, my favorite has to be the witch broom. I like the flying thing. The grappler is probably my most useful gadget, but the broom is the one I like the most. I love to take that thing and just fly around. It's awesome.
What would you say your least favorite gadget is?
I don't know that I have a least favorite, but there's definitely some I don't use. Normally I don't use the bats for much. I'll do it if we're doing spleef or something like that, but I don't use it. I don't use them very much for that, which I'm trying to think, is there anything else that nope, not really. I think that's probably it. So
What would you say is your least favorite cosmetic out of all your cosmetics you have on?
well, if it's a least favorite, I don't wear it. So I got a bunch of, I didn't buy a bundle if I didn't like them. I'm trying to think, least favorite. It is probably just the regular shirts. So most of the ones I wear have like the sweatshirts, so they go over things. They work, and then the regular shirts that go under, they're just not very useful because I don't wear them, but they don't go well with other things. But even though I've got a batch of them, so.
Yeah, I don't think I got many more questions. Do you have anything you don't
All
say?
right. Not really. I hope you guys enjoy the interview and didn't fall asleep. Y'all be good.
I'll see you guys in the next one.